There once was a sailor named Popay. He was short and stout, with muscles like knotted ropes. Popay wasn't like other sailors. He loved spinach more than anything. He ate it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He even had spinach-flavored ice cream for dessert. Popay believed spinach gave him super strength. He'd squeeze a can of spinach, and the metal would burst open. Then he'd gulp down the green goodness, flexing his biceps. He always carried a can in his pocket, just in case he needed an extra boost. Sometimes he even shared it with his pet seagull, Jerry. Popay wasn't just strong, he was also kind and brave. He always helped those in need, whether it was rescuing a cat from a tall tree or fixing a neighbor's broken fence. He had a heart of gold, hidden beneath his rough exterior. He was a true hero, even without his spinach. He sailed the seven seas, visiting faraway lands and encountering strange creatures. But his heart always belonged to his hometown, Sweet Haven, where his beloved olive oil awaited his return. He yearned to see her sweet smile and share his adventures with her. He always brought back souvenirs for her, trinkets and treasures from distant shores. Sweet Haven was a bustling fishing town, nestled by the shimmering sea. Colorful houses lined the harbor, their paint peeling from the salty air. Fishing nets hung out to dry like giant cobwebs catching the sunlight. The air was thick with the smell of salt water and freshly baked bread. The townsfolk were a cheerful bunch, always ready with a smile and a wave. They spent their days fishing, mending nets, and swapping stories at the local tavern. Children played hopscotch in the streets, their laughter echoing through the narrow alleys. Fishermen sang sea shanties as they hauled in their catch, their voices blending with the cries of the gulls. The heart of Sweet Haven was the annual Sea Festival. It was a time of celebration, with boat races, fish-eating contests, and lively music. Everyone looked forward to it, especially Popay. He always participated in the boat race, hoping to win the grand prize, a year's supply of spinach. Of course, he also wanted to impress Olive Oil with his sailing skills. The festival brought people from all over, filling the town with excitement. Street vendors sold colorful trinkets and delicious treats. Musicians played lively tunes and dancers twirled in the streets. The air buzzed with anticipation, everyone eager for the festivities to begin. It was a time of joy and community, a celebration of the sea and its bounty. Olive Oil was the prettiest girl in Sweet Haven. She was tall and slender, with a sweet smile and kind eyes. She had long, flowing black hair that danced in the sea breeze. She always wore a red dress and a pair of yellow gloves, which Popay adored. Olive was known for her gentle nature and her love for singing. She had a voice like a songbird, and she often serenaded the townsfolk with her melodies. She also had a green thumb and tended to a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers. She was the heart of Sweet Haven, beloved by everyone. Popay was head over heels in love with Olive. He brought her seashells and flowers, and he always serenaded her with his own off-key singing. He dreamed of marrying her one day and settling down in Sweet Haven. He would often daydream about their future, picturing himself and Olive growing old together in their little cottage by the sea. Olive enjoyed Popay's company, though she often found him a bit clumsy and overly enthusiastic. She appreciated his kindness and his unwavering devotion. She was flattered by his attention, but she wasn't quite sure if she reciprocated his romantic feelings. She enjoyed his company and valued his friendship, but she was also a bit wary of his impulsive nature. Section 4. Bluto's Bluster, a rival's arrival. Bluto was a large, brutish sailor with a booming laugh and a nasty temper. He had a thick, black beard and piercing eyes that seemed to glare at everyone. He was known for his arrogance and his love for causing trouble. He was feared by many in Sweet Haven, and his arrival always brought a sense of unease. Bluto had his eye on Olive Oil and considered Popay a rival. He believed that Olive should be with a real man like himself, not a scrawny sailor like Popay. He constantly tried to impress Olive with his feats of strength, but she was unimpressed by his bluster and arrogance. She found him rude and obnoxious, and she preferred Popay's gentle nature. He also wanted to win the Sea Festival boat race, not for the glory, but to humiliate Popay. He saw it as an opportunity to prove his superiority and win Olive's affection. He was determined to win by any means necessary, even if it meant resorting to dirty tricks. He spent weeks preparing his boat, ensuring it was in top condition for the race. Bluto boasted about his sailing skills and mocked Popay's small boat. He spread rumors about Popay's reliance on spinach. claiming it was a crutch for his weakness. He tried to intimidate Popay, hoping he would back out of the race. But Popay, fueled by his love for Olive and his unwavering belief in himself, refused to be intimidated. He was determined to win the race and prove Bluto wrong. Section 5. The Great Sea Festival Race. The day of the Sea Festival arrived, and the town was abuzz with excitement. The harbor was packed with boats, their sails billowing in the wind. The crowd cheered as the boats lined up at the starting line, ready for the race to begin. The air crackled with anticipation, everyone eager to witness the spectacle. Popay and Bluto glared at each other from across the starting line, their rivalry palpable. The starting gun fired, and the boats surged forward, slicing through the waves. Popay's small boat, though not as impressive as Bluto's, was surprisingly agile. He navigated the choppy waters with skill, his eyes fixed on the finish line. He was determined to win, not just for himself, but for Olive. Bluto, true to his nature, resorted to dirty tricks. He tried to ram Popay's boat, hoping to knock him out of the race. He threw ropes and nets in Popay's path, trying to entangle his propeller. He even tried to blind Popay with a spray of seawater, but Popay, ever resourceful, managed to evade Bluto's attacks. As the race neared its end, Bluto pulled ahead, his larger boat gaining speed. Popay's boat began to lag, and it seemed like victory was slipping away. The crowd gasped, fearing that Bluto would win. Olive, watching from the shore, held her breath, her heart pounding in her chest. Just when all hope seemed lost, Popay reached into his pocket and pulled out his secret weapon. Section 6. Spinach Power, a Champion's Triumph. With a mighty roar, Popay ripped open the can of spinach and devoured its contents. His muscles bulged and his eyes gleamed with renewed strength. He grabbed the oars and pulled with superhuman force, propelling his boat forward with incredible speed. The crowd roared with excitement as Popay's boat surged past Bluto's, crossing the finish line in a triumphant burst of speed. Popay had won. The crowd erupted in cheers, showering him with praise and adoration. Olive rushed to congratulate him, her eyes shining with admiration. Popay, beaming with pride, accepted her embrace, his heart soaring with joy. He had not only won the race, but also proven his worth to Olive. Bluto, enraged by his defeat, stormed towards Olive, intending to force his affections on her. But Popay, fueled by his spinach-enhanced strength, stepped in front of Olive, protecting her from Bluto's advances. He gave Bluto a single, powerful punch, sending him flying into the harbor. The crowd cheered, celebrating Popay's victory and his bravery. The Sea Festival continued, with music, dancing, and feasting. Popay, with Olive by his side, basked in the glory of his triumph. He had proven that true strength comes not just from spinach, but from courage, kindness, and a loving heart. And as the sun set over Sweet Haven, Popay knew that he had won more than just a boat race. He had won the heart of his beloved olive oil.